Okay.
It's all right. It'll be interesting to see if Crucial with that AWP is going to be staying more towards the B side, or if he will be the one rotating back. It looks like, based off the pistol round, that he's going to be the one. He is going to be staying at the B site once he gets an AWP, but that can always change. Davey peering over the smoke. This is very aggressive. He doesn't get blinded, but no one's coming at him, so no one at all is going to swing out wide until the very end. And Surreal's not expecting that. They still don't realize Davey's there, so a little bit of miscommunication. Still more. Davey just had free reign at that B hit.
So he picks up 2 kills before going down. Ultimately, the hit's already dead because Crucial already picked up 2 as well. It's all fallen to Uber. He's got drop control. And actually, at the moment, Red's not really looking out for him here in the window position. I think he realizes it, though. And ultimately, Uber, not with the most valiant intentions, to just rush right out there and go for a hero play. Hoping he can find something a bit cheeky to start off his 1v3 here, but won't be finding it. And as soon as he walks out, Asilian is waiting for him. He's been found out. He's running down the timer here a bit. He's actually got a smoke to use too, so he can try and push that to get a bit further outside. At the very least, get a bit closer to Asilian, and in fact, he does find the kill, but he will be quickly shut down after that.
Yeah, that's, I mean, there's some more of those mistakes. No one from Complexity, like, no one. Everyone's trying to jump down Broken Wall. I don't know if their idea was to kind of rush up a sidewalk and just push towards drop. But either way, Davey just got to chill, got to have a good time behind that smoke, and then even when he pounces, they don't realize he's there for a number of seconds. That might have been a miscommunication because the first guy should have known he was on platform, but no one just turning around, no one realizing it until it's too late.
So Complexity go very straightforward again over here towards the B-bomb site. Nades early on. Uber is going to be walking into a bit of a mess there. However, somehow, because of the fact that Red decides to pull out of there, he survives it. Davey, though, with the auto shot, he moves in, grabs 2, jumping in for the 3rd. He gets it, finally going down to Whitmer. However, the money has already rolled in for him. Picks up 2,400 for those 3 kills. And Whitmer, again, the last man standing in a 1v4, completely surrounded, tries to fall away, but only ends up walking into Asilian.
That is, it's not too bad. Davey doing his best Hiko impression with that auto shot there. 3 kills up close. Yeah, just farming a bit, and I mean, especially considering that the Tech 9 armor from Complexity, that doesn't do nearly as much damage as they would have liked. The bomb getting planted in the first round, or not getting planted, excuse me, is what kind of prompted them to buy there instead of waiting for the 3rd. But either way, it backfires just a little bit with Davey with that shotgun.
We go into what I will assume is a tactical pause. Pretty early for a tactical pause.
Yeah, pretty, yes.
So we'll be waiting to see as the players solve their issues here. But obviously, the best start that we could have seen Splyce hope for here, now just look to build upon that when we get into the first gun round, which will be coming up after this one. And in fact, pause is already over. Folks, quick issue to solve, and we'll jump right back into the game.
That's the, like, someone please pause, I spilled something all over my keyboard or mouse pad. That's what that kind of pause is. Regardless.
Spilled Mountain Dew. All over his Doritos.
How dare he spill Mountain Dew. It's God's gift to the earth. Nade's going to come out. Looked like Complexity wanted to be a little bit faster paced. This is actually going to be trying to pinch towards that A bomb site. 3 going to come down drop. There's the flashbang, and that does blind Red. Interesting that Splyce is trusting Red, trusting the stand-in, the main player, to watch what might be the most important part of this map. Either way, he's going to lose that battle to Whitmer. Splyce has got to be careful. Got 2 players coming up long. Now they're starting to manage things. Asilian's there to cut off rotations, but Asilian has a quick flank. He hasn't dropped the bomb carrier just yet, but there's no way he makes it into the site. And Splyce, while they lose Red, they do shore up the defense very quickly. 3-0.
It is another shutdown round too. Complexity, not only do they have problems just, getting their way into the bomb sites and having any impact at all, but they barely find any kills. 5 kills total in the first 3 rounds there. And now they're going to see what they can do on the first gun round.
The AWP on Crucial. And this is a round, they're going to send 2 out towards long A. Arya's going to get boosted up, so a little bit sneaky. And actually, this looks fast placed from Complexity. They look like they don't even want to slow down whatsoever. They're just going to walk right through the smoke. Surreal's already up. They've got to be careful on the rotate back. There's no indication this is coming. Asilian's in a lot of trouble. He doesn't realize they're this close. Now he kind of hears the footsteps, so he's called rotations back, but they're already going to be crossing. That's a nice angle. He should be able to get that, but he can't. He fluffs the kill. There's the AWP of Crucial. Holding things off, at least initially. Arya's going to have a good flank coming in, though.
Crucial still waiting for more to press in, but it won't be found. There's Android with another pickup against Arya. And Uber, too, kind of hoping he can grab some players that do push their way out towards the window here. However, Splyce is going to give this up. They know they don't have the assets to get back into this site without losing too much. And considering they're already down a player, it's just not worth it. So they'll let Complexity take this first gun round. The rush play ends up working out great.
Yeah, we switched over. I mean, Asilian really needed to get that first kill, but we switched over to Arya pretty late in his flank, so maybe a footstep was heard, maybe he was spotted out, but Android read that perfectly. So yeah, trying to save Davies' shotgun. I mean, you just can't really retake, and you can see he's pushed up close towards the doors. He's going to try and get an exit kill with this. This is entirely possible. He can get one or two. It's a very narrow choke point if they continue to push out of this main connector. He also just bide his time to kind of rush in, but actually Complexity playing a pretty smart. Most players going out towards long. Uber is going to be in trouble here. Yeah, he's got his knife out. He's not even expecting that whatsoever. Davies going to save the AK-47. Nice play at the end for him.
Nice little swap out and the bonus cash too, so plenty left for him. And also, of course, Splyce not really upgrading anything onto that gun round. They barely lose any cash in the long string of things there, so they're right back into this with an even stronger buy now. And we'll see what Complexity will do. Once again, that very fast hit ends up working out for them, but that's mainly a strat you're going to use once, maybe twice a little bit later on. Definitely not a repeat thing that you want to try to do twice in a row. So just lining up the default type of play now after their early successes here.
Still a double op setup, so Arya's going to pick one up. And Crucial's going to be aggressive with this on B platform. He gets a little bit blind, but it looks like there's a crack in that smoke, so Whitmer's got to be a little bit careful, but Crucial's not going to stick with it. That is pretty dangerous. That Molotov's going to force him right out in the open, though. Nice play from Crucial as the smoke fades as well. And now it's all that's left for Complexity. They don't really want to go against that op, so they've got to come down drop, but they're going to get smoked out just as they're starting to execute. This could be a nightmare for them. This is going to be very dangerous, especially if the bomb comes through, but it's 3 members here. And when do they decide to go? Molotov is going to come next. Forces Asilian away as the smoke can peer over the edge of it.
And so Complexity, for not really being able to find their way through drop.
They just get for it. They're just, that's unfortunate. Splyce is like, nah, we don't want you to do that hit.
They're still going to move for it, though. They actually waited out the timer on it. 40 seconds left, and this is going to be basically like a focus on drop hit, too. 2 of them dropping in right now. They're trying to pay attention to platform, but most of the efforts aren't moving out towards platform yet. They're still primarily focused on this drop hit here. Molotov, double Molotov actually over here on the platform area, but Ari is still going to be able to punish. Crucial tries to pick one up, but actually Uber rolls right out there and picks up one. Red's got a nice position to punish them out, and Surreal trades out. So it'll put us into a 3-on-2.
How do you leave the bomb with the one guy who comes down drop, though? Like, you have the sight, you can at least pressure this, but now you've got to go get the bomb. You do get 2 kills from it, but still, this could have been so much worse. Davies got a chance in this 1-on-2. Slight mistake, or big mistake from Complexity. There's the planter, so not even covering the planter as well. This is a mess from Complexity, and that's the timer down. Nice save from Davey.
Davey's going to move out to try and hunt down the kill, but Surreal smart, doesn't challenge it. Ducks behind the rock and keeps the rifle in check. But even running that down to the 1 second mark, too. Davey was getting chased, was looking for a second like he may have been able to still end as a Complexity round, but he's able to get just out of there. So Splyce will trade up around, reset Complexity. Thankfully, it's not too bad, so they're just going to go for a light buy here on this round for what they can afford and buy up again on the 7th.
Yeah, that's, you saw him, like, when Splyce was stalling him out from that drop hit, you saw them throw the bomb and the X-ray to a couple different players, so maybe somehow he just didn't realize that he had the bomb when he was the only one left there. Regardless, I mean, especially if you're going to run the clock down that far away, if the bomb carrier's that disconnected from the main hit, bad things are going to happen, as we just witnessed. Asilian's going to have a good spot here. Doesn't have anyone working with him, though, so, I mean, there's a Molotov on Surreal. If for some reason they get the indication they just want to clear the spot out, which they're not, that would have been pretty next level.
They'll move up towards the long approach here, and Android is going to be the first target for Asilian as he pushes out. Still waiting for the signal to execute, but he moves in, checks the wrong side. Doesn't even check the other side when he re-peeks either, so Asilian gets the easy first frag. And they'll just try to cover that out a little bit here, too, to support his teammate. Arya is the one watching for the push from alleyway. He spots it. Fred's chiming in, too. Arya actually having a bit of a hard time chucking down these players, but finally we'll find one against Surreal. And he actually is not able to stop the plant, so if anything, Complexity do escape with that on this round, but beyond that, there's a shutdown.
Yeah, that'll help out a little bit, but a nice round from Splyce overall. Not losing anyone to the pistols. I mean, even giving up the plant is fine if you're not going to lose anyone. Why not? It is going to be a buy into this round from Complexity. They have the money for an AWP, but it's been spent on Android, so they're not going to be able to pass that over. He snap-bought an AK pretty quickly. He's the one with the money to drop over to Surreal so they could both have armor. So Surreal's going to be on just a Galil, but they have a good amount of utility as well.
Goes right back to the default split for Complexity here. And Splyce at the same time, not really doing anything too aggressive either. Just putting Arya outside of the mid connector here and smoking it off. Common thing to do in the early round. Then Asciliant trying to hold just outside of Suicide to prevent them from moving in and grabbing early intel as well. And after this, they're going to boost Asciliant up onto that spot and leave him to, for the most part, solo watch here. Arya will be free to rotate if he wants to, but for now, he's sticking around.
Passive so far. 2 players in the A site, and that boost could be something that's very, very tough for Complexity to handle. That's not spotted. Interesting, Splyce hasn't gone back to that double op setup. They did have it that one round. Arya and Crucial each had it. Ascilian's going to be the one boosted up. Arya without the AWP back towards the bomb site. Just waiting for this hit to come in, but it is 4 players towards Complexity, so I mean they can still have time to fall back, but at the moment it looks like there's no thought process for that. Uber with the bomb is going to line things up. They push up mid. That flashbang forces Ascilian off the boost. There's Arya in the open again. Mispositioning. Ascilian does get the kill, but he's brought so low and he can't get anything else. This all happens so quickly. The rotation is just now getting here, but they're all locked behind smoke, and Whitmer's going to have a flank. He could assassinate them all if they're not careful. Davey just spraying away. No idea this is coming. And Whitmer's biding his time. Perfect pounce in red with the AWP. He knows he's got to guard his back, at least for now. No scope, misses, and he's going to fall.
Doesn't play out the way that Red had imagined it, but ultimately the Realm's going to go to Complexity either way. But especially with him in that position, very little chance of getting away with the up to begin with. So another good round for Complexity, and it comes off of just pure outright pressure being thrown onto that bomb site too. Not as fast as we saw when they won their first round, granted, but still, the idea is still the same.
I mean, there's more, a little bit of miscommunication from Splyce, or no follow-up plan. When he's boosted up, Arya's behind that APC because he knows being boosted, they can't get up the ramp without them dying or at least killing his teammate. But when his teammates gets flashed off and falls away, Arya doesn't readjust, doesn't change locations. It's a nice opportunity for Crucial. He did not spot Def getting there though, so the timing of Def's peak is going to be huge.
However, it was smoked off. Not sure if Crucial was going to spot that smoke either, since he was behind the box at the time. Still waiting for the rest of the Complexity again, and this will become the default play once more, but a lot less pressure being put on towards mid and the A long areas, so Arya is free to move up here. He knows there's not really a whole lot being thrown out in that direction. They'll get the read on this pretty quickly, and because of this, Ascilian should be able to move himself a bit closer to the doorway to kind of prime himself for when Complexity move into the B site.
Yeah, Davey's going to be in a good spot, especially if Crucial is able to bait for him. Def still hasn't moved out of this corner. Uber's kind of the X factor here. He's in drop, and he could surprise someone. There's actually no one. He can't ever know this. There's no reason that he would be able to know, but there's no one actually guarding him from just walking out. There's a nice shot from Crucial. He's going to go for more, and he finds it. Surreal's not ready for that peek, and Crucial, he's going to get a third one. Still aggressive. They're not prepared for this. One more peek from him, although he gets distracted by Uber at the moment. And he actually, right through the box, Davey does clean him out, but Crucial is just being an absolute monster. You could see him considering if he wanted to spam it. He had no idea if he was there. But what a round from the Opera. I mean, this is the things that he's doing that is why we've been told that he is going to be a very, very fun and exciting player to watch.
The shot connects there too on that last one. Very well played by Crucial, and again, single-handedly shutting down the hit from Complexity. We saw some of this too back on back when they were on Overpass. There was a couple rounds where they had these strats lined up for Complexity, but they're so slow-paced, and you know, one or two things is given away early that one player from Splyce, maybe two, is able to completely dominate the rest of the hit.
That's back for Complexity onto a very, very tough buy. 2 AK-47s on Surreal and Android, the Tech 9s, Deagle on Whitmer, and Ascilian is just going to be a dick. That's a nice kill. Good timing on that. There goes one of the AKs, so a little bit unfortunate. They've got to just be very stressed out with that point coming in, and Davies found underneath the smoke, and now there's a little bit of life. Again, Crucial is going to be in a spot where he's got to be very, very effective. He knows his angles, his flank is smoked off. He knows he's got Ascilian closing in on the B bomb site, so they have to be coming here. But Red is going to have a big job to do. He doesn't realize someone's down sidewalk. This could be the game changer. He doesn't realize that he does recover and get that, but really unfortunate. Red is so confused, has no idea where to go. And Ascilian, it's karma for that timing push, that flank. He's left alone in a 1-on-3.
He's going to try to see what he can do about the 1v3, but unfortunately Surreal is watching for this flank. He knows exactly where he's moving in from, and he just spotted him to confirm it. So they've got him boxed, and Ascilian, he knows what he's up against. It's time to save, and they'll give a third round over to Complexity. that all falls for the most part to Red's issues there with hiding behind the rock. Tries to pay attention, expecting someone to push from the window area, but instead it just all pushes out on the platform and out through the main hallway. So he doesn't catch any of it, loses his teammate because of that, and then the rest of the site falls apart too.
Yeah, that's a bummer for Red there. That's a tough spot to be in at that rocket, having to watch 3 different angles, and coL unfortunately pays the price for it. So 6-2. But you almost feel like that shouldn't have happened. I mean, that's also a situation where Arya and Davey just can't get picked off like that underneath the smoke by the Tech 9 as well. They already have a man advantage, and they just give up too much. These are peaks that don't need to be happening.
Also, that was a bit unfortunate too what happened with that smoke. It seemed like the smoke could have been set up pretty well to help the CTs, but it ends up being the exact opposite there.
That's the thing. That little gap lures Davey into saying, I will get a kill from beneath this. This will be perfect. This will be easy. I will get away with my life and kill 2 more under in the execute. Unfortunate for Surreal, he actually had that angle, but he unzooms just at the right moment. Or wrong moment, depending on how you look at it.
So early on in the round, Complexity again, actually not as active in the B halls as they have been in quite a few of the past rounds. It looks like they're going to favor to try and go for pressure inside instead, but there's also a counter boost here on the drop area. Won't really do them any good right now. The good news is with these 2 players in drop, that does give them a little bit of a faster rotate compared to if they had someone on the aggressive platform position. Well, it saves them about 3 to 4 seconds. And Arya going to be holding up just on the exit to this. He's got to know something's moving soon, but for the most part, Complexity, they've kept quiet now, though that flashbang is absolutely perfect. Arya moves in, but he doesn't know which target to strike on, so he's only going to grab 1. Roberto's traded out. Red trying to strike some of these guys down from range. They know the hit's on the way, but again, they're stuck behind the wall. They've got to get themselves out through the balcony quickly here in Asilian. That Molotov, even though it's not doing damage to him, it's blocking off so much vision. He can't see anything. Surreal picking up a kill. Android with the second, and this is so very quickly falling apart for Splyce. They got the early intel here, and the flashbang was perfectly lined up. That flashbang only grabbed the 1 kill, and right after that, Complexity got the site. Yeah, he almost felt like he had to get more there, but I mean, make no question about it. Whitmer saves the day there. I think, you know, there were maybe 4 players blind, and Whitmer was the only one who wasn't blind, and he's the one who grabs that kill. So that's huge for him. But that could have been a disaster. Either way, they continue the push, and they finally broken the economy of Splyce. So I think it was what 6-1, 6-2 at one point, and now we are here. 5-1 at the highest point for Splyce, and then been trading out rounds a bit since then for the most part in Complexity's favor, and they've got a pretty close game on their hands now. They're actually going to go very just straightforward with a B push this time, moving out. Not a lot of guns, obviously, for the Splyce roster, so should be easy pickings for them as they've already cleared out the site. Arya is still in drop. They're not really paying attention to it. Android quickly corrects that, however. Yeah, and Asilian's going to be on this big flank, but he's got nothing to do. Hopefully, maybe just find a weapon. More than likely, it's just going to be these MAC-10s going hunting, searching for him right at the end. So, with a 3-round losing bonus, they could actually end up forcing into the next round. It wouldn't be the worst buy in the world. It all depends on how conservative Splyce wants to play it, but Complexity closing the gap, no doubt about it. 6-5. The opposite in Surreal's hands. They seem to have a lot of things rolling their way, and it is going to be investment from Splyce. They are going to pick up the rifles. 3 M4s on the board. The shotgun on Davey, the auto shotgun. And where's Red going to go exactly? He picks up a FAMAS. Not a lot of utility beyond that. Only able to get himself a smoke and a Molotov here. Adding some extra utility for the team as they're a bit spread out beyond that again. Kind of pressing the issue here. They could have tried to save up 1 more, but this kind of echoes their thoughts from the last map too, where they did go for the more aggressive style of buying. They want to make sure that they keep the lead in check and in their advantage here, so as not to fall behind too much against Complexity.
Very, very patient from Complexity as well in these T sites. Now that they finally got some money behind them, some bank built up, they seem to be going much slower. They seem to be feeling a little bit less pressured. You can see here, clearing out danger stairs is Def. Him and Whitmer are going to work together to force back any aggression that's over here. They're not going to find anything. Def's just going to keep peeking. He's got a Cillian up top. I don't think he spotted the head, but he knows where he was. Going to fall away from that. So a little bit of presence made over towards the A-bomb site. Now they can switch things up. They've kept Splyce honest. They're going to keep 2 players at this A-bomb site for Splyce. Now when they come back towards B, it's going to be all about this hit. Can Surreal find a pick? How much more utility can Splyce spend on this platform?
Complexity again now get prepped to push out Davey. He's got a big task ahead of him. Complexity, we'll have to look to check it.
There's 4 Molotovs. If they don't clear this spot out, that's going to be heavily trigger
Def's
for me.
checking it.
Oh, is he going to Molotov it? Why aren't you using one of the 4 Molotovs? I'm tilted. Here it comes, Blue. Hope he gets 3 kills. There's one. He goes for more. He does the damage. M4 still, and they're not going to clear it to the left, so coRucial's going to have a big day. Whatever he decides about, Whitmer does get one more. Look at him, he's just biding his time. Oh, Android with the save. How is this turning around in Complexity's favor? They have missed clearing 2 very critical positions, and Splyce can't capitalize.
That's just a huge turnaround there. Splyce has such a big pickup.
Molotovs in their utility when they had that round.
Well, I mean, they didn't need it most. They lost one player.
All right.
T-side can take that economy damage. Those are important Molotovs. That could be thrown onto a bomb 3 rounds from now.
Yes.
To stop someone from defusing, as far as you know.
Yes. Okay, so upgraded pistols for the Splyce side, but they've just been getting beat up. It's now 4 straight for Complexity. They have taken hold of this match.
Complexity as well. They're going to go full throttle on this round. Already sitting outside of the mid-connector, getting ready to push. They hold back for a moment, for good reason, too. Davy's holding up close, and they know this, so they're trying to get some damage in. Davy, though, dodging some bullets as he moves in, and Whitmer, nicely played, holds back this counter-boost aggression from Asilian and Red. He's trying to push platform, but there's Davy with a good position. He moves in, grabs Uber, gets the hell out of there. Unfortunately, doesn't grab his opponent's gun. At the very least, scares them for a bit and holds them back. What this is going to do, though, is this is going to send them over to the B site, as they've already found 2 kills in the halls.
Yeah, and this turns into a situation where if Splyce continues to get aggressive here and finds a read, they can try and pick one more off, but they've all rotated away, so it is just going to be crucial. And he is going to be playing from the chicken coop, only with the P250. And it all, once again, it comes down to can they clear the spot. I mean, it'd be very, very tough for crucial to be able to pull his team back into this round. Def's going to clear it out, and he finds him. He wins that battle. The other 2 have nothing left that they can do. They're still just pushing forward through the connector now. Android's watching this flank. They do find this kill, though. That would be that could be an AK-47. He is all alone at the moment.
Davey, again, just trying to play this as sneakily as possible. Punishing players that may not be looking for him, but it will not be done any further than that first kill he found. So Android shuts out Davey, and Complexity now take the lead away from Splyce. But that full save does lead them into a big buy here on the 14th round. And it's going to be a double op setup. Ari and Crucial both picking them up.
Back to this. It's been a while. This is the buy that actually kind of got them started on a good path, or at least you know, when they win their 3 gun rounds. They lost that 4th round, and the 5th round, I believe it was, they picked up a double op. Haven't had it since. We'll see how it goes, because it is going to be a very fast take towards this B bomb site. Android jumping out. He's going to rush sidewalk. Crucial with 1 kill. They're both here. They're trying to boost. 2 easy kills. Crucial shuts it down, but he sacrificed a lot of his gains on the other side of the statue. And now it's going to be a 2-on-3. Depth is very low, and they have to pick up the bomb again. Again, that's the player who's sent towards all on his own, sent down sidewalk.
Counter boost, too, to line up a flank, so that'll send Asilian back and around. They'll leave Ari to re-enter from the main doorway. Surreal's already paying attention for the flank, though. So Asilian's got to make sure he flashes this or something, but right now he's not doing any of it. There's the flash, so it comes from his teammate way back by the door, but I don't think he realizes Surreal is this close. Asilian picks up the kill. He's going to be checking it now, so he's able to correct for it, and Surreal misses the shot. That'll send Asilian out with this Molotov. He's going to let Surreal press forward. I don't even think the Molotov ended up going on the ground. I think it burned inside of his corpse or something, but still, Ari in a 1v2, now moving up. Unfortunately, the rest of the members of Complexity are going to give him the time of day, let alone a peek for him to bring it down further, so he knows what's up. It'll be time to run away and get out of the sight.
What a recovery from Complexity in this half. They were getting beat up earlier on. Score was looking like it was going to start snowballing away from them, and they have turned it entirely around. This is what, 5 straight now? 6 straight now, excuse me, for the Complexity side. So really, really nicely done. This is just, once again, I mean, this might just be a situation where not only a new lineup, but also just a player who's not even going to be in the lineup, where they just haven't quite understand all the details of what they're each going to do if there is a B rush coming. So once again, just a situation where a small gap in the defense gives Complexity a lot of advantages.
Speaking of Complexity again, now they go back to the default play for the last round. Splyce, a bit of a force up here, obviously. Asilian tries to press forward, and he tries to hide in that smoke, but he is found by Uber and will be taken out to give them the 1-man up to start off this round.
That's huge, especially considering we've seen Davey with the shotgun. If they hit the A bomb site, which is where the bomb is currently headed towards on Surreal, it's still in the middle of the map. It can go either way, but if they do hit the A bomb site, the rotation from Davey, I mean, that gun is not very wieldy when you try and rotate to a new site. You have to have it in a specific situation, and That's not one of them. Still crucial with the AWP is going to be the main player for Splyce. They need to get him involved in the action, and right now they're at least using him to cut the map in half. Android going to clear out danger stairs, and he spots Arya. Doesn't commit to the fight. Now Arya's in a really uncomfortable spot. He does get one kill, but can he get more? Almost. He does fall, though, and it's a 4-on-2.
So now Crucial and Red have to try and hold him. The worst part is they're split as well. Crucial's kind of stuck in the B bomb site. Should know the play is moving on towards the A site at any moment here now with Red being pressured, but he also has really not put himself in a great position either. This is just going to be a one-and-done spot unless they don't check it. But this time, there's that Molotov you were looking for, Moses.
I know, I can breathe easy. Oh, no scope. That's unfortunate for Def, but Surreal's going to clean it out.
Means very little at the end of the round, of course, so we will still see the 9-6 scoreline, and that is now going to close out the half, ladies and gentlemen. So be sure to stick with us as we'll rejoin you in just about 2 minutes with the second half between these two teams. Once again, Complexity versus Splyce here at the ESL Pro League.
He's gonna get the one kill in that bomb coming down to the side. FNX has to stay up. Oh, he gets the triple FNX! Oh my god, what a way to win that round! They don't have a smoke, so this over still.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, TheScoreEsports.com, Mountain Dew, and ESEA.
And we bring you back once again, guys, to our final match between these two teams here today. Once again, it is Complexity versus Splyce. Splyce closing out the first map over on Overpass with a very close 16-14 scoreline, but now seeming to have some troubles here on their first half of Cobblestone. Moses, what do you think we're going to see differently here in the second half now?
This is just going to be, it's going to be easier for him just because when you're T-sided and you have like this new team, this new lineup, especially a stand-in, it's just much easier to just say, okay, go now, or it's easier to just kind of group up and hit something rather than on CT side we have to coordinate rotations, coordinate what everyone's watching when you switch off. So it'll be a little bit easier for them, but regardless, it was, you know, players like Android who were making huge plays for Complexity. I mean, they were the ones who were taking all these fights. That was a huge run at the end of that first half for Complexity.
And that was Splyce on the T side too. Nothing really out of the ordinary for this pistol round push. Cillian being a bit wild too, on his lonesome pushing into the A bomb site, and there really is not a whole lot of defense posted up on long. He's waltzing right up to the site, drawing a lot of attention to himself. And with this too, look, he's even drawn over a third player onto this site. Now all of a sudden they've got a big surprise with the two pushing out on plat. Red finding the first kill, Davey with the follow-up, and the rest are stuck outside site. That play from Cillian works out perfectly. He didn't really have to do anything. All he had to do was walk up there, fire a couple bullets, and it drew the rotation. Now it's a 2-on-5.
It's very risky, but it is very Splyce. Even last season, a lot of their pistol rounds on the Terror side were very fast-paced, very aggressive. One thing we have to watch for throughout this whole half is Davey playing a lurking role towards drop. He's been very effective at that in the past, especially on these anti-ecos when he has a MAC-10, frequently just kind of rushing forward, literally just never letting go of W and just seeing what he finds. But even in the gun rounds, he's going to be very good at timing that, going to be very aggressive down at times and switch that up to be passive. So he's been effective on this map in the past.
For Splyce here now again, on to the second round. A bit more held back, of course, with Complexity going for their own force up here. No need to rush things into quite a few extra losses that they may not need to suffer from just yet. So play back, wait to see if you can punish the aggression, and then execute. Playing for those picks early on here, but Complexity actually being a bit aggressive themselves. More towards the B side, obviously. The only thing that they've really done down here on the A side is play Surreal and Suicide, but that's really it as well. They don't have any other players to defend. And after really not finding anything within the first 30 seconds or so here, Complexity are going to give up the more aggressive positionings that they did place, with the exception of Uber, who is still sitting just outside of that hallway there leading up to the B site.
Still in danger, and there's Crucial. He is going to find that first kill. Arya now at range, opens up onto Android, so Complexity, the defense is falling. There's Davies' timing of it. Fortunately, it's just as Uber was about to flank him out. But this should be pretty easy. Davies gonna go for one more kill, though he doesn't spot the scout. There's Death, gives away his position. Now Davies excited again, he's on the hunt. And he even dinks up Uber, but he hasn't found this last kill. There it is, finally. Uber, the last one left for Complexity. And Splyce is going to win these opening 2 rounds.
Uber, not a whole lot to do in the 1v4. They already know he's somewhere inside of drop. Got him pinched. So if he decides to move out again, oh, actually almost catches Davey out there.
That'd be a good find, but Asilian, I mean, there's a whole firing squad set up, so there's no bonus money for Davey, but still. 9-8 now. Splyce is closing the gap round by round. AK-47 still out. Davey still has that MAC-10. coL can, I mean, he can obviously, he has 6-100, he can ult, but I would see no reason for him to. Maybe have someone drop him over a pistol and just have armor, but save up as much money as that you need, and actually he's not even buying armor, so there's some confidence.
Is he moving? Yeah. Okay, does buy an AK there.
He did buy an AK right
Yep.
at the end.
Just showed up a bit late for us, so decided to buy up anyway there. And again, we've got the Complexity players. A big stack on the B-bomb site, just expecting a hit here. Now, could actually punish some drop pressure, but that Molotov basically kills it. 2 of them already rotating outside the doorway. Splyce will get immediate control of the drop-down area. Davey as well, when they move back in after that Molotov expires. Spots 2 of those players, and I think he's going to stick away from that for a few more seconds now.
Yeah, he's just more than likely going to watch for any kind of a boost. Splyce still, I mean, just now slowly clearing out these A-halls. 2 players there. Red and Asilian going to work towards mid, and Davey is going to be on drop. So he finds a kill onto Whitmer. Still just kind of poking and prodding, still just choosing his moments to attack. Being very, very annoying for at least Def.
Won't be finding him just yet, though, and he's got to make sure that he does check down below. In the meantime, again, we've seen the members of Splyce just waltzing right up to this site. Arya, smart as he is, checking those positions, takes down Surreal, and the smokes to follow up just to not let anyone back in here. The final 3 are just stuck in B, and basically the round's already over. They'll just line up to see if they can grab any exits to players that make it a bit aggressive, but there's not even really a reason to do it on this round.
Yeah, this is basically going to, I mean, Complexity, the players aren't even moving, so it is going to be 9-9, all tied up going into that first gun round, and this is where, I mean, Crucial bought that AK last round. More than likely, he'll just drop that over to, I'd say drop it over to Davey, but now that I think about it, Davey is one of those players who doesn't mind keeping the MAC-10 into the 4th round, but it would at least allow Crucial to have the AWP in his hands. So it will be kind of cool to see what decision they go with there. With that MAC-10, he's just building bank right now.
You're wrecked.
Yeah, this is sick. Just jumping around corners.
Uber's the last one. Can he put a stop to it? Nope. Aim punch a bit too strong for him. So, he actually, Davey doesn't get the kill, I don't think, though. I think he blows up to the bomb. I didn't see it on the kill feed.
No, he did. It was just because it came after the, I don't know. It didn't pop up as like a 4th kill of the round or anything like that, but he got it.
All right.
Pretty confident.
No, I don't think he got it.
Could be wrong. It's okay.
We need someone to check
Either
that.
way, he made a lot of money.
Let us know. Sitting on like 6,600, I think, as they go into the first gun round, of course. So plenty of cash regardless. Splyce, again, very direct now. Their push, at least initially here. The problem is Asilian is going to be hit with a big surprise here. Not only this, too, but Arya duel outside. He is able to correct that, though. Takes down Whitmer and Android. And as they push back in here, they're now going to try to clear out this site as fast as possible. Uber tries to surprise, hiding underneath the little platform there, but won't find anything himself. And the final 2 have just been smoked out. Good attempt to surprise Splyce at the beginning of the round, but unfortunately it doesn't work out too great.
That's actually insane to do on the 4th round. Just because when that push comes in, even if Arya does, even if he doesn't kill 2, the fact that Asilian falls and he sees 2 there, and the fact that Arya was fighting with at least 1 or 2, the logical assumption for Splyce is, all right, just hit B. You have 1, maybe 2 players there, depending on how many were actually spotted by Splyce out towards A. But, I mean, it's just such a weak defense of that B bomb site that Splyce is just going to say, thank you, we will take this B site for free. 2 players for Complexity trying to save their guns out right at the very end, and it's a pretty nice crossfire, but Arya throwing a wrench into it. Now they know where Surreal is. He's trying to find a way to get out, but he's walking right in the hands. Oh, that's an off-down. That's actually huge, and Arya as well. I mean, the money's built up so much that it's not really that damaging, but you definitely do not want that to happen.
And now that's going to force the full rebuy. Complexity survive with one of their rifles in check, too. Unfortunately for Complexity, they can't really go to capitalize off of that. They're still only going to go for the half buys in this round, which actually, you know, it isn't the worst thing in the world. Most of these guys still got armor and an upgraded pistol at least, and Surreal has full utility, so there's a chance to do even more damage here, and again, just break down the money a bit, keep it in a much more manageable position for when they do buy guns again in the next round. They're still only one round behind here, so they can afford to, you know, call those rounds as sort of moral, economical victories, I guess I should say, by bringing the money down that low.
Well, the Deagles can continue to do some damage, maybe pull out some magic. We did see Android on Overpass with a very sick Deagle round. I think he had, what, 4 kills total with two fantastic, or no, maybe it was just those 2 entries, but they were sick for longer range 1 Deags. Either way, 4 members of Splyce are going to pressure this A bomb site, and Complexity has a bad read. Not sure exactly what Davey has done over towards B, but it's perfect. Because all 5 members are committing towards that side of the map. Def is sticking around, but he's only going to be in balcony with the CZ. And this is just going to be a problem. He's going to get wiped out any moment here. He does spot him coming out, does some decent damage, but Arya does better.
And now they're going to roll right in. Not only this too, but Davey still has the potential to drop down and just kill any of these players that are moved in. Davey, he's gone farming again. The back 10 in play. Andrew trying to peek out with that Deagle, but Crucial denies it. The final 2 are stuck. There's no way out. Davey hasn't even gotten to drop either, so as to not let them retreat through the platform push, he's going to stick around, and they want to hunt them down this time. They want revenge for that last round. Surreal's the last one standing, and that's that final rifle that they couldn't get rid of back on the 4th.
Well, they should be able to get rid of it here. That's nice through the wall. It's just a MAC-10, though. There's an AK-47. Surreal, this M4 has been so expensive to get out of his hands, and it's going to continue to be expensive. Finally, Davey comes in to just finish it off, but that was like the magical M4. He just like couldn't fall with that thing in his hands. Surreal's got plenty of money now, though. 8,100, so he buys the op. Shotgun onto Whitmer. And Complexity, they've been beaten up on these gun rounds. They've got to be a little bit careful because the bank behind Splyce is still decently strong.
I think that M4 got like 6 to 8 kills before finally being dropped. And it's still in play. It's still in the hands of Davey. Now he's got the magic in his hands.
He's got the Elder Wand.
So Splyce are again going to put most of their efforts over here towards the platform push initially, allowing for a drop play after a bit of a delay too. And Arya just sneaking his way at the moment, waiting to see if he can catch anybody from Complexity pushing out, but more than likely we'll just fall back and regroup with these guys after the timer gets a bit lower.
Still going for some picks. Surreal and Crucial. Opposite sides of the map with the 2 ops, but Crucial still just peering over the box. Molotov hoping someone's going to get forced out, but Android's on the ground right beneath the broken wall, and that's a pretty decent crossfire between him and Uber. That's a team flash onto Red. There's a gap in that smoke. It's going to be all about the timing. This is going to be a pinch towards the B bomb site. Here comes the execution. Is Red going to check behind him? He's not. That's a free kill for Android, but now that he's given up his position, he's going to go get himself 1 more and a 3rd. Huge play from Android. 2 on 3. There's still a little bit of an opportunity for Splyce. They've got 40 seconds. They know where Android is, but they have very little utility. Just a smoke and a Molotov.
Stuck in drop area right now. They are going to boost back on top, so this isn't just a direct play outside. Asilian will be sent back over, and Davey's going to stick around here with the magical M4. See if we can find anything else. This is still definitely doable, but with the bomb on the ground, Complexity obviously know that the pressure is still going to be rolling out onto this site. Asilian looking to start it, but Molotov holds him back for a couple of extra moments, and now Davey again looking to lurk around, but they're so low on time, only 15 seconds. Asilian drops Android. Davey moves out though, finds the first one. Will be shut down by Surreal. With that, Asilian, the last one standing here. So we're going to try to close it out. However, we do see Asilian getting up onto the site. Not going to find the plant though, goes for the kill, but it's not going to work out. Time's going to expire, and does Surreal get this kill onto Asilian? He does. That is a huge loss of money for Asilian.
Yeah, that's a bummer. I believe they still have the money to drop him a weapon. They are going to buy into this round, but really nice triple kill from Android here right at the start, and that's what, I mean, the boost up is great, but you're right, you mentioned the time dwindling. They just spent so long rotating around to bring that play to fruition before they finally made their move. Even getting the 2 kills, they're in such a dire situation there. So 10 to 11, but the money on the CT side isn't great. Another round where it's brought down to just 1 defender, and you could see, I mean, this is a reset scenario, and this is that hard reset. This would have to be a double save.
Def finding a first great kill, actually. I believe through the doors in mid, he finds Asilian there. Yep, he goes for the spray down again, grabs that first kill against him. And that will give Complexity a nice edge up here. Splyce, though, are finally changing things up, and they're taking this hit over to the A bomb site, so we'll see if they can make up for this in a few seconds when they line up their execute. Not only this, too, but it'll be a slight pinch as they have Davey moving in towards drop. Whitmer's here, though, and he's got the shotgun ready to wrap out around. He's just going to make some noise towards the B side initially, but he's not being quiet about this at all. However, no one heard him wrapping around, so he grabs not only that first kill, but then hits Android through the door. The actual push, though, is not going so great. Def found a first pickup, and so did Surreal when they tried to push their way over towards the site, so it'll be a 2-on-3. Davey trying to sneak in, but the timing works out for Def. And Arya will now be the last one standing. Can't even go back into the alleyway there. Does actually allow him to line himself up a shot against Def. And this time there's a lot much more time to try and play this 1v2. 40 seconds still on the clock, and he's got the bomb, but he doesn't check for Surreal. Peeking out from the safe corner there, back on the site. And Complexity will end it, and now again tie this game up at 11 rounds to both teams.
Yeah, and there's no more money for Splyce to force anything, and Davey has just gotta, oh, that's gotta be so frustrating for him. 2 kills, it's this boost. That really hurts things because red falls and there's no one there to trade that as well. Arya's over towards Halls, and Def just has free reign to do whatever he wants. So 11 to 11 now. I mean, you can see the buy left out of Splyce. Upgraded pistols. They've got 2 flashbangs, but only 1 player with armor. That's Davey. He's going to lead the way. Maybe try and clear things out if he gets very, very lucky. And they're just going to head over towards the B bomb site. And look at the SMG. 2 kills for Uber. Can he get more? He does. Another nice headshot. He's going for the ace, and he does grab it. That is a beautiful sequence of kills. 1 clip. Yeah, it's against unarmored opponents, but he wipes them out with ease.
A straight line, a straight ace for Uber as he shuts this down very easily. Like that. He smiled. Very rarely do we get a smile out of you.
Smiled in amazement. Oh, man. Okay, so the money's building up, so realize 6,400. There's a buy, though, from Splyce. They've got decent utility. No AWP this time, though. They've been favoring that weapon on the T side as well. All AKs, though. This allows them to be a little bit more mobile, a little bit more fast-paced and aggressive if they choose to be. It's going to be Arya as the solo player out towards A. All 4 members headed over at the B bomb site right off the bat. But it's passive. They're just waiting to see if they're going to get any aggression on the platform.
There will be some from Complexity's Uber and Surreal now. Boosting themselves up a little bit here, but again, Splyce aren't really out in the open enough to where these sprays could really find them. They're not playing in the default positions and whatnot. They got one guy tucked away in the corner, but that's a pretty safe position regardless. And now they are ready to kind of explode, but there's a lot of pressure moving in from drop as well. This isn't just a lone solo lurker anymore. This is 2 or 3 of the players from the team, and there's Surreal already grabbing Crucial on the initial push. Morgan trying to roll out. Whitmer with the shotty, though, picking up 1. Android's there for extra support. Whitmer actually does peek out a bit, so he'll be traded down, but things are already still very much in the control of Complexity. Alright, needs a miracle to bring this back for himself and his teammate there, Asilian. This will find their way into the site. Molotov going on, and that's actually a nice recovery from Arya. Not only this, but Asilian finds a kill near drop. Arya's still trying to work his way out, but he's been brought down fairly low too by that initial push, and Asilian looks away at just the wrong time. He's still alive though, but not for long. Android does push in, takes him down. And we also saw Arya fall just a few seconds before.
This is so much like the first half, where Splyce, even in this half, had a good start, rattling off 5 straight, and now something with Complexity. They've either figured it out, they've got the economy under them, but they're starting to just shut Splyce down. There's no avenues into these sites. It is a little bit of a half buy for Splyce's. They're going to have the full losing bonus next round. They have a 4-round losing bonus right now. So even with this buy, if they lose, they'll still be able to have whatever they want in the next round. So a little bit of money management coming out, and this time they change things up. This is going to be an A-Halls rush, and it's going to be dangerous. Surreal with the AWP. He knows the timing, gets over just in time to at least get the first shot off, and he nails it. Crucial falls, gets a second one. Good sequence. Going for more, but now they're going to start wrapping around him. They've gotten close up to the site. Doesn't hit that 3rd shot, but he's got his teammates here. There finally is 3. Now he's tapping with the Tech 9 for 4 kills on the round. A solid defense from him.
But unfortunately, not nearly enough utility, it seemed, for Splyce that time to try and punish him, get him out of the way. So Surreal, it's just open season. That first one was also almost a double. You can see it lit red down to 15 HP. When things get a bit too close for comfort, the timing on the rotate is almost perfect from the rest of Complexity. They're there to bring him out of a tough position and pick up an easy 14th round.
Well, they've got another tough position to dig themselves out of. It's 11 to 14. They have lost the last 5 rounds straight. Even with some successes, even bringing some of these rounds down to 1 or just 2 players left, not able to close them out has really been the biggest issue. This time they don't have the AWP, but they have every piece of utility they could possibly want, so the entire playbook is open to them.
Now still waiting for Splyce's execution to move in. With Complexity, look at this huge stack of players they have just on the broken wall. This actually aligns perfectly with what we may be seeing from Splyce in just a few moments, and if they're not expecting this heavy of just a resistance from Complexity, then, I mean, that could end the round just in itself. However, this is also putting a lot of pressure on Whitmer, who only has a shotgun. But at the same time, look at these two players from Splyce stuck in the corner because of all the Molotovs.
Just barely dodging it. Davies down drop. So what does he have for his team? Flashbang comes out. He's not peeking with it quite yet. The Molotov, pretty decent job, but it is going to be the execution. There are 4 members of Complexity here. Whitmer's watching drop, but 3 members devoted towards B platform. Massilian gets the first one. Android with 1 kill, cannot adjust the spray. Down into a 2-on-3. One is a shotgun though still. This Molotov could be huge. Crucial's going to try and get into the site. No one peeking quite yet. That's awkward timing though. Just as he pulls out the molly. Uber does eventually fall, but Arya is brought very low, and there's a nice shot from Surreal.
Surreal with the shutdown on the first one. Crucial, however, finds the repeak and catches the trade. And now, again, we go back to that main issue for Complexity that was back in the 3-on-2. Is that Whitmer? He's only got a shotgun. More than likely, he's going to have to peek this with the Tech 9 or try to find some way to get a bit closer, which right now he cannot do this. Worse than this, he's also only got no utility, but he still closes it out with a shotgun anyway. Moves right up, 2 easy shots, and Crucial for some reason can't take him down.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a bummer. Just a nice shoulder peek, and as soon as you take that shot, he's already strafing back under cover, so can't be a clean shot for Crucial, but from that range does so much damage. Even salvages the op, so good round for Complexity. They managed to hold on again, just barely down to 1 player, but it is now map point 15-11 for Complexity. And the question becomes, even with the full losing bonus, even with the plant, there's no AWP on board for Splyce. So they're going away from that. 5 AKs again, but it's still all the utility they could possibly want.
And we will see what exactly Splyce has in store for what could be the last round here now. Moving very directly over to the B-bomb site, but this has been their strat for the entire half. Complexity know this is happening. They've just resigned on the 4 constant stacked players over here towards B themselves, with having Surreal kind of lurking in suicide to act as that early warning. Def is actually going to rotate off a little bit more early this time, however, so it's left to 3 for now to defend the bomb site, and Splyce are wasting no time, using a lot of utility to try and push their way into drop. They're not going to get any response at all from Complexity. Whitmer is happy just sitting around the corner with that shotgun that he's been using for the past 3 to 4 rounds now, and actually Ema moving to peek in a second. They might actually bait out some aggression, which they could punish early on and use as a way to get in the site, but Def turns that strat back into the favor for Complexity by shutting out Davey, who moved into peek himself.
Yeah, Whitmer doesn't need to do anything, just needs to sit here, wait for them to try and pinch in towards drop.
Good wrap around the corner, and he actually gets the jumping shot onto his Cillian, taking him down. Again, another advantage, still no kills against Complexity. As Android sits down now, perfect timing on that peek, gets to the first kill, has to look away for a second, grabs it, and there you go, another shutdown from those guys. And they will close out the second map, trading them with Splyce this evening, losing Overpass, but taking Cobblestone. They'll still add a win to their record for the night.
Yeah, that was sick from Complexity. I mean, the very, very tough start to the second half, and then they just turn it back on. They figure something out. And once they went on a streak, Splyce just kind of did